Hey guys, so this will be my first video on this channel where I actually am talking. Just a little nervous about this because I've never quite done it before. But I was thinking about what my favorite content is online, and I realized that seemed to be missing from my own videos, which is that I love that touch of humanity and authenticity that comes with having a voice of the artist behind the piece that is being painted. So I thought I'd share that with you guys today. So for this video, I wanted it to make it a very casual meet the artist type of video, and I thought what better piece to do that with than my Princess Mononoke piece, because for me that is a very pivotal part of my journey as an artist, because it began my passion and my fervor that I had for animation. So essentially what I want to do on this channel is to create time lapses and to make a relaxing space for everyone to enjoy. Initially I started this channel as a place to put a lot of my videos that I was putting up on my Patreon, but for my own benefit I think I would like to have it expand beyond that. So a little bit about me. My name is Anita Wason Tang. That's where the Wason and Wason art comes from. It is a middle name that my parents had chosen for me, and so I feel very closely connected to it. I am a character designer, and I've worked in the industry for roughly 5+ years, and went to Sheridan and for animation, and am classically trained. I've worked on a number of children's cartoons. You may or may not have heard of them. Some of them are called Sunny Day, DNA's, Nina's World. Very child-focused types of shows, which is why I have mostly focused on creating artwork that is very personal to me on my social medias. A large part of why I wanted to create a channel is because it sort of creates this motivational aspect for me. I have a hard time finding time to do art for myself that isn't client-based, and so I wanted to maintain that type of excitement and energy that I've noticed a lot of people have when creating art, and it's something that you sort of start to lose a little when you've been doing it professionally, because a lot of client work has to do with making artwork that is for other people and not for yourself. And so I really wanted to get back into that, and I just loved the feeling that the YouTube community had, which is that it's very concentrated on the social aspect, and everybody is creating artwork that they love and want to share, and I wanted to sort of get in on that so that I could also share and maybe allude to what my process and thoughts are behind my pieces. In this piece right here, I initially had a plan. It was very clear to me, so unlike a lot of my other pieces where sometimes I sit down and I hash over some roughs, because it is based on a pre-existing character design of Princess Mononoke, or San, I had used that as a launch-off point to create a character design. I wanted to make her sort of modernized and have a welder's type of flair to her. It's sort of because I wanted to allude to metalworking, because it's a large part of the Princess Mononoke landscape, and also because my father is also a welder, so I felt very connected to that subject matter. And I also just thought that the outfits looked really cool and had like a mask. So that was like a great way to integrate that portion of her character design into this outfit. So out of this piece, I would say that I was the most proud of her welding torch. It took forever. On the time lapse it feels very short, but it took forever for me to sort of tinker around and figure out what I wanted. What I really focused on this piece was I really wanted it to resemble her, and I wanted it to still feel like her original design while maintaining this feeling of being a more modern piece. And so I focused a lot on having like elements that stood out in her outfit. Like these would be markers on a character design. So for me, it would have been her helmet. The colors of her outfit, I needed it to be very distinctly, even though she's not wearing a skirt, to feel like it had the same flair that her original skirt would have had. And so I incorporated an extra kind of coat that I tied around the waist to sort of create that shape that her original dress would have had, while I think that helps to create a more modern silhouette, because the original outfit, even though it could have been worn in a modern setting, it wouldn't fit for her character design, which is like in this welding environment, because I wanted it to look like something that was functional and form-fitting. She didn't originally have gloves in the movie, but it's, safety first. I thought that was very important. And I just chose these colors very specifically because I feel with her character design, that is immediately what you think of. I wanted her face to have the markings, but I wanted it to make sense. And so I put grease marks on her face because that would be very probable when you have been working in a workshop for the amount of time that you have. And so I normally separate all of my line art and all my flat fills into different grouped folders. I like to use the clipping mask a lot so that I can minimize the amount of selection I need to do for each section. So I will create one flat overall fill for the character, and then I will mask off different sections so that she can have all the different color components required. I didn't record the process here, but it was very necessary for me to keep everything very separate because I wanted to create a small movement animation, which will pop up in the end and you can see how that came out. I hated animating when I was in school, but recently I've gotten into it again. Not like largely complicated animations, but I really like the small loops that sort of give that feeling that the piece is just a little more alive. I added this necklace tattoo component because I couldn't find a way to incorporate it into her outfit, but it felt like a very important part of her character design, and my wife had pointed it out to me, and it had made a lot of sense to me. She had also pointed out that this hood didn't feel quite as luxurious as her original fur cape felt, so I expanded on that so the silhouette could feel a little bit more punchy. Just give it a little bit more like a small versus large shapes. So this is the final piece. I hope you guys liked it, and don't forget to comment down below what kind of content you'd like to see in the future. I'm still trying to figure out this channel, and